Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Today I want to talk about something very, very fascinating to myself and probably to you, because in digital marketing, the big thing everybody always talks about is if you've got a website and you get 100 visitors to your website, most of them will abandon your website, 97 out of 100, but you might get a 3, sometimes up to 5% conversion rate. In today's video, I'm going to show you something very, very fascinating. It's a new tool that will help you capture those people who do not give you their information. Let's jump right into it right after this. All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me today. So this is a tool. Let me go back to my split screen here. This is very, very fascinating. And when I heard about this tool, alarm bells were going off in my mind, because what this tool says you can do is you can capture the rest of these people here who never give you their email, okay? Everybody says you need to be building your list with emails. Okay, so if these people don't convert, aka fill out a form, enter their email address on your website, how in the world can you capture these 97 people or most of the traffic on your website who leaves? Well, there's a new tool that claims they've got some custom code that you put on your website. You install this tracking script, and what it does is it goes out and it analyzes that person, whoever they are, and will look them up in a database and give you their email address. And so you're probably thinking the same thing I was thinking, and that is there's no way that this is CanSpam compliant, and sending emails to people unsolicited can get you in big, big trouble. Well, let's look at it real quick here. Let me jump over to the computer and I'm going to show you exactly what the tool is and how it works. So, if we jump over here to the computer. All right, so if we jump over here to the computer, the tool is called Get Emails. Now, I've been playing around with this tool for a little bit now, and it actually does work. And the real question and concern that most people are going to have is this thing even legal? And I've got a link to it down below where you can check out their website. Because I am a partner with them now, because I tested this out and it works phenomenally well. So click the link below to check it out. But I'm on their page here under support. Is Get Emails legal? So they have this full video here, but long story short, a couple things you're going to be wondering are, is this GDPR or CASL compliant? No. So only use it in the United States. Don't use it if you're in another country, or if you have a multinational website that's pulling leads. You're only allowed to send this to people in the United States because their database only contains email addresses in the USA. And here was my main concern. You know, when you're talking about this kind of stuff, CanSpam compliance, that's hard to say 10 times fast, by the way, but I think the fine is something crazy like $10,000 per email that you send that is against these rules. Now, going back over here to, the computer, this is what's interesting. According to the CanSpam Act of 2003, you do not need an opt-in to send email marketing in the USA. In Europe, you do, but in the US, you do not. Now, I would definitely make sure you fact check all of this with your own email compliance lawyer. Because I don't know if that's actually true. Of course, they're saying that this is true. I don't know if this is true or not. To be CanSpam compliant, all you need to do is have an opt-out link in the communication, and you need to make it clear that it's an advertisement along with a few other requirements. Now, if you're using a bulk email sending tool like Klaviyo, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, GetResponse, any one of these big sending providers, they're going to have that. So they've also got this nice little legal packet that was prepared by a law firm that you can check out, and it goes through all of the details of their service here. So why you always thought permission-based email marketing was a requirement, and this is really fascinating because even myself, you know, as a guy with an agency and a consultant here, I thought this was not compliant and illegal, actually. So it starts with SpamHoss, and they go through. Look, this is a very influential email marketing organization, and the definition of spam. Okay, so it's the CanSpam Act. It was 2003. How do you define spam? So spam is defined as unsolicited bulk email. Unsolicited meaning the recipient has not granted verifiable permission for the message to be sent. Bulk means that the message is sent as part of a larger collection of messages, all having substantially identical content. A message is spam only if it is both unsolicited and bulk. So what does this actually mean? Well, the ISPs, they're saying they agree with them. SpamHoss is not the U.S. government. It's an industry organization, and a very important one. Even if you violated SpamHoss's definition and sent bulk unsolicited email, so long as it had an opt-out link and met a few other criteria below, you would not be breaking the law. Get Emails complies with SpamHoss's definition for not qualifying as spam because we give you verifiable consent, i.e., a third-party opt-in date and time, and the URL of our partner website that they opted into. You can read the privacy policies of our partner websites to verify the consent. More on this later. Okay, so in plain English, what the heck does this mean? This is very, very tricky, and I've seen this in big corporations as well. So what happens is, for example, you get on a website, you download the latest industry PDF on any range of topics, okay? Whenever you actually download that, they won't let you download it without checking that box. Whenever you check that box, they are going to sell your email address to all of the big industry players because you're a lead, okay? So they're going to send that to hundreds, maybe even thousands of organizations, and not for free. They want money because you're their lead that they're monetizing because they've got to build websites. They've got to create these PDFs. They've got to drive traffic to their webpage, okay? So when you check that box, they're going to then sell your info to everybody, okay? Now, it sounds like that this is actually what's happening here as well with Get Emails. They've got some sort of checkbox or privacy policy or something where you do have an opt-in date and time in the URL of a partner website. So it's very tricky, but let me be clear. This is all legal. I'm not a lawyer. This is legal. And from what I know about this, I believe this is legitimate and will hold up from a legal standpoint. Okay, so back to this. So in order to legally comply with the CanSpam Act, what you have to do, the CanSpam Act, this is part of the Federal Trade Commission. This is totally boring here, right? Okay. Don't use false or misleading header information. The from, to, reply, routing information must include the originating domain name and email address. Okay, this is simple. Don't do anything spammy, guys. Okay, don't do anything spammy if you get your email. Put your name, put your organization, and have a real email address for the from. Don't do anything silly. Okay, back to this. Don't use a deceptive subject line. Okay. Some people get a little carried away in email marketing with their subject lines. Don't do anything spammy because you will go to spam and it could be against these guidelines here. Clearly identify the message as an ad. You get a lot of leadway on how to do this, but you must clearly disclose that your message is an advertisement. Okay. Tell the recipient where you're located. The message must include a valid physical postal address. This can be your current street address, a post office box you've registered with the U.S. Postal Service, or a private mailbox that you've registered with a commercial mail receiving agency established under Postal Service regulations. This one's very important, and there's tons of services that you can Google right now, and for a small monthly fee, they will actually put their address as your physical mailing address for email marketing. You can put your own address, or like they said, you can go get a P.O. box and use a P.O. box as your physical address if you don't want to use your home address, which, it's up to you. I would not recommend using your home address. That's just weird, especially if you're doing this Get Email service to get people's emails and just emailing them cold is what I would call it. Okay, back to this. So, number 5, tell the recipients how to opt out of receiving future email from you. Your message must include a clear and clear and conspicuous explanation of how the recipient can opt out of getting emails from you in the future. Craft the notice in a way that's easy for the ordinary person to recognize, read, and understand. Don't do anything sketchy with the font size, color, location, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, that just means, look, hey, if you're using one of these big email services, it's mandatory that they'll have an unsubscribe link at the bottom, which is at the footer of each email. It tells people, hey, click here to unsubscribe or change your preference. Don't do anything sketchy there. If somebody wants to unsubscribe, let them unsubscribe. Let them get out of there. That's it. Okay. You must honor opt-out requests promptly. Any opt-out mechanism you offer must be able to process opt-out requests for at least 30 days after you send your message. You must honor a recipient's opt-out request within 10 business days. You can't charge a fee, require the recipient to give you any personally identifying information beyond an email address, or make the recipient take any step other than sending a reply email or visiting a single page on a website as a condition for honoring the opt-out request. Again, don't do anything sketchy. Have an opt-out link at the bottom. You'll be fine. Monitor what others are doing on your behalf. The law makes clear that even if you hire another company to handle your email marketing, you can't contract away your legal responsibility to comply with the law. Both the company whose product is promoted in the message and the company that's actually sending the message may be held legally responsible. Yeah, this is a big thing here. If you are hiring someone else to act on your behalf, you cannot claim, you didn't know anything. You can't say, I had no idea what they were doing. You should have known, and if you're contracting them, you better be involved and you better know exactly what they're doing legally here. So, email marketing isn't legally an opt-out channel in the US, just have an opt-out. Okay, here we go. How Get Emails is not only legal, but also opt-in via the partner network they have. So, they've established as long as you have an opt-out link in your email, marketing to get email contacts via email-based retargeting is legal. When you partner with Get Emails, you get access to their partner network of websites whose privacy policies explicitly state that information submitted via the opt-in form can and will be shared with the partner network. So that's really interesting. Like I said earlier, they're using this. They filled out a form on a partner website, a lead gen site typically is what they're saying. And this is fascinating how this works. You can read through this. Some of you might be in California. California is a little bit stricter on this in CCPA. So here's how CCPA relates. The first thing to determine when deciding whether or not you need to take action to comply with CCPA is whether or not your business meets the threshold. So the thresholds are having $25 million in revenue, annually buying, receiving, selling, or sharing personal information of 50,000 or more California consumers, households, or devices, or earn more than half its annual revenue selling consumer data. If the answer is no to all of these, then you are not required to take action. So look, if you're a small or medium-sized player, you don't have to do anything. If the answer is yes to one or more, then the following updates are required. You've got to go through all of these steps here. So, like I said, this is a really interesting service. And if you're wanting to try and capture more people here on your website that are abandoning, it's a great tool, and it's actually shockingly cheap to use this. And all you have to do, like I said, is install this code snippet right on your website. And then it'll start collecting the emails for you and give you a daily download. And here's what's really slick about the platform is you can actually pipe over these leads directly into your CRM system and have an automated follow-up or a round-robin queue where it goes off to your sales reps or whoever is going to be following up with these customers. Or you can just send an automated email to them saying, hey, thank you so much for checking out our website. If there's anything we can do, if you had any questions, I'll be your designated contact here at our company. So, Get Emails, great tool. You should definitely check it out. If you're worried about some of, the privacy policy and the legal aspects of it, I would definitely check with your legal counsel. But as far as it looks on their website, it looks like everything for the United States checks out, and it's a tool that I would highly recommend if you're needing to get more email addresses and leads, contacts from your web traffic. So check it out. I'll have a link down in the description below. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.